Hey, good evening, everybody. Wanted to make a video real quick about communication problems Americans are having right now. Uh, it's becoming an issue just to converse in real life and online with other people for a number of reasons. A big one though, and that we're gonna have to figure out is a lot of people are misusing language. Using the wrong words for things, often on purpose. But after a while, that becomes the vernacular for your community. But we have different communities doing, and different groups of people using different language for the same thing. And I find myself sometimes um, having to define every word that I say to get across what I'm trying to say to someone. For example, for a lot of people now, someone being arrested is called kidnapping in a certain group of people. Um, that makes communicating hard. There's a lot of communication issues that we're having, and then to top it off, we have a problem with people's logic and their reasoning, their thought process, their understanding of basic concepts, um, or being able to think past, one effect, uh, and then what? You have to be able to think beyond, uh, one thing happening. For example, you want ICE agents to be identifiable because you think you're protecting the community, and there's an argument to be made for that. I agree, uh, but I also you have to think that there's another effect of that because so many people are making death threats, doxing, threatening people's families. Uh, that is unacceptable and is going to cause death or people getting hurt, and then it could cause a political backlash. I mean, you want to end up with what was it when the Nazis tried taking over? They did the went out beating people up and breaking stuff. If you want people to get real fascist real quick, go kill a couple of ICE agents and their families. Have one of these people who can't think very well and don't even know what words mean and think that Trump is Hitler and ICE agents are the Gestapo and they do something dumb. This is a real possibility we're dealing with. So we have these serious issues. I bring it up because of a couple of comments. One on a response to a comment I made on Twitter, saying that my comment was, well, a woman who asked what I thought was a genuine question: why don't men trust all victims? Shh. It, the way the question was worded was to say they're all victims if they make a claim, because none of these claims have been adjudicated in court. And the people that she's referring to, I think a lot of them were victimized. Um, but I also don't think, and legal theory, common law, American judicial law and thought and philosophy all revolves around people being considered innocent until guilty. And that to prove someone guilty means to prove it through evidence. But this person decided to immediately start lying about me and making up false claims. And a bunch of her followers piled on top, making the same kind of accusations, despite the fact that my only comment is that yeah, I think bad guys should be punished, but I think it needs to be proven they're bad guys. Um, I don't think we just get to go and make accusations and then hurt people, throw them in prison. Now, I mean, there's, there is some maneuvering there. For example, if your daughter comes home and her face is beaten half to heck and she's bleeding and she can give you details. I mean, if I'm a father in that circumstances, I can't say what I would do. That's something that you would believe but I mean, that is evidence, right? Um, but that's a basic legal concept that is just out of the realm of. That means if you believe in this basic legal concept that you are somehow in support of victimizing people, and that's just not the case. I'm very, very on probably the harder end of what kind of punishments I think people who hurt other people should get, who hurt innocent people. But I do believe it should have evidence, and I've got another guy who made a comment on one of my videos, and I don't want to point him out or anything. I'm not, it's nothing personal against him. But I made a video about how it's not legal for homeless people to get food stamps, and he said, "Well, that's just not correct because I was homeless and I got food stamps." That's not my point. The fact that you can get food stamps illegally does not void my statement that it's illegal for homeless people to get food stamps. Whether it's a lack of understanding the English language or a lack of ability to reason is a good question. But either way, it's a problem. And it's a problem not just for like being able to communicate and trying to figure out, where we're at as a nation and what we should do and how we can come together and where problems lie. But it's kind of scary just because, this guy can drive a car, he can vote, he could probably buy a gun and carry it around with him, and he's not thinking too straight. Doesn't understand the English language. And that's difficult. And that's a difficult problem to solve because where are we going to start drawing lines? The problem is we're in a position where we have so many people who are have problems with understanding the English language, and thinking clearly. Again, I never have claimed to be MIT material. I'm not I have an uncle who was a Rhodes Scholar, but I'm not. I'm above average. But I'm not a genius. I'm no Einstein. Never have claimed to be. I think I've spent more time reading and learning than a lot of people, but I'm no genius. But there's a lot of people who are a lot farther behind than me towards genius. But we can't just I don't know, I don't know how we fix that when people who can't think straight and don't know what words mean are allowed to vote, allowed to make decisions about all sorts of things in this world. Some of these people, they have jobs. Some of them have important jobs and they don't know what words mean or what basic legal concepts like innocent until proven guilty mean and why they're important. So it's a bind we're in. And it's going to get worse because the younger generations, the younger you get right now, the less educated they are, with the exception of a small percentage. Um, Anyway, thanks for listening, and definitely like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. What do we do about a population that has problems speaking and thinking and understanding basic language concepts? It's a difficult problem, but I appreciate you tuning in, and let's talk about it below in the comments. Thanks. Be well. God bless.